You turn it off or down?
You want it off? Okay.
Since Village President Hawkins is unable to be here tonight because of complications with her surgery, I move to appoint Ben Detloff as chairman of the meeting. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Mr. Detloff.
Call this meeting to order. Join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Dillon, can we have a roll call, please?
Okay. Village President Hawkins is absent. Ms. Bruni,
Here.
Mr. Detloff,
Here.
Mr. Morgan,
Present.
Mr. Pacini,
Present.
Ms. Worrell,
Here.
and Ms. Whedon.
Present.
You all set? We have a motion to approve board minutes from 9/3/2024.
I move to approve the minutes from September 3rd, 2024 as presented.
I'll second.
Motion to approve previous meeting minutes from September 3rd. Motion made by Mr. Morgan,
Yes.
seconded by Ms. Whedon.
Yes.
Ms. Bruni,
Abstain.
Mr. Detloff,
Yes.
Mr. Pacini,
Yes.
and Ms. Worrell.
Abstain as well.
Do we have any public comments?
Val Jingrella.
Yes, again, I'm representing the Historical Society, and I just want to thank the village with the fest that they had for offering us tables to show our wares and show things that the Historical Society has and has on display at the museum. It was very profitable for us, very nice that we could do it at no cost to us. So I'd just like to thank the village for that.
Thanks, Philipine.
You know what? I think Jamie.
I was gonna say, look like our car.
I thought we got a message earlier this week. That
I hear so too. If we can hold the meeting up for a few minutes here, make sure that's heard as she can take over.
Thanks, David.
Oh, that's right.
Then don't move it. Or take more drugs.
No, it only hurts when I walk this way.
I'm sure. They're the same.
It only hurts when your wife was. At this time, I would like to turn the meeting over to President Hawkins.
Sorry about that. People were coming.
I can't see you.
Well, just now, yeah.
Sorry. My apologies. Yeah. No, this one. My apologies. Where were we at?
So we're up to. Bills.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we are in this. Okay. All right.
Is there a motion on the floor for bills for payment and payroll?
Yes, I move to approve bills for payment dated September 12th, 2024 from the corporate general fund, $8,434.54. Also dated September 12th from the sewer fund, $1,720. Also dated September 12th from the police donation fund, $803.41.
Could you slow down just a little bit, please?
Do you have a copy of this?
No, I did your mic. There you go.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I turned it over for this. I got it. Sorry, I turned it over for the comments. Okay, here we go.
Moving on.
Thank you.
Also dated September 12th from the Fest account, $3,725.47. Also dated September 12th from the American Rescue Fund, the SLFRF, $5,889. Also dated September 12th from the TIF account, $11,400. I also moved to approve payroll ending August 31st in the amount of $21,308.94. Ending September 12th, stipend of $3,500.
I'll second. Thank you, man.
Okay, we have a motion to approve bills for payment as follows. Dated September 12th, general fund, $8,434.54. Sewer fund, $1,720 even. Police donation fund, $803.41. Best account, $3,725.47. American Rescue, SLFRF, $5,889 even. And TIF account, $11,400 even. Payroll dated August 31st in the amount of $21,308.94. And September 12th stipend of $3,500 even. Motion is made by Mr. Morgan,
Yes.
seconded by Ms. Wheel,
Yes.
Ms. Bruni,
Yes.
Mr. Demla,
Yes.
Mr. Pacini,
Yes.
and Ms. Worrell.
Yes.
Thank you. Department reports, clerk Scott Dillon.
I guess I don't have any. Sorry.
Unacceptable.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll
Thank
try
you,
better
sir.
next time.
Thank you. Attorney's reports. I spoke to Mike Sanchi today. I apologize. Let me just pull up my email real quick because there were a couple updates. Oh, we'll talk about that in executive session. I promise. There was an inquiry about a property that we'll discuss. Just when we get to, I apologize. I have nothing from the attorneys. From the engineer report, we have been discussing in an email, if everyone's been. I don't know if it goes out to everyone or not, but about the issue with the crosswalk.
Yes. We need to talk about that.
Okay, so we want to open up discussion for that.
Sure. What's happened is there are two crosswalks on Maple going to the Essen Farm,
Safe routes for
safe
school.
routes to school process. The one on the east side has to take out probably the best tree on Essen Farm Road in order to do that. So what the plumber suggested and what we kind of like to do is save that tree and only have one crosswalk on the west side of Maple. What happens is that affects maybe 5 houses in the 300 block of Maple, in that they'd have to cross Maple to use the west side crosswalk. And again, it's Maple. That many people are going to be needing to use the crosswalk. The problem is the tree, it's a nice catalpa, probably has another 20 years of life. It's huge, it looks nice, it's in perfect shape, except that part of it is right in the way of the sidewalk. We extended the sidewalk, it clipped the side of the tree, and then there's a drain off to the left. So what we're suggesting is, and again, the plumber is putting in the drainage and putting in the sidewalks and the crosswalk. Says, you're fine with just going on the west side, it'll save some money. Neil says, it could go either way. The village basically owns that part, so there's no problem with cutting down the tree and putting in the crosswalk there. But he said you do what the village board wants. So do we save the tree or do we put in 2 crosswalks?
So what it comes like this. So instead of having a crosswalk on this side and this side of Maple, we would just have a crosswalk on the west side or east side? West side. So there would just be a crosswalk across Essen Farm from Maple to Essen Farm, only on this side of Maple. There wouldn't be one on this east corner crossing over to Essen Farm. So in order to across Essen Farm on Maple, you would just use the west crosswalk instead of an east crosswalk.
It
One crosswalk
basically affects
instead of two.
5 houses.
Yeah.
Again, what's the deal? They can go south and cross over, or they can jaywalk like I'm sure they're doing now.
Isn't that supposed to be the purpose though of this project, a safe route to school?
Yep, but it'd be for those 5 houses. That'd be it.
So a safe route to school, all but 5 houses?
No, well, on Maple, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so they would just walk across Maple at Cadby or come down, cross at Maple and Essen, and then cross over Essen Farm. So they would have to cross the road, yes.
Yeah, they're really, right now, I think Mia Fushi is the only one that lives in that block that goes to the high school.
Yes.
There's no crosswalk, no.
No, there's nothing, there's nothing at all right now.
And again, the
So,
main idea is Essen
Yeah.
Farm, so that there's from all the way from Main Street, in fact, around the corner from Main Street, all the way to the high school with connections on Meadow, which has a lot of traffic on both sides. Then you're trying,
Is that the tree with 39 written on it, yes?
yes,
So my opinion on that is we keep the tree. There's no sense knocking down a healthy tree.
yeah,
And then we contact the homeowner, and let them know the board's decision. But why would we take down a perfectly good tree?
no,
when
yeah,
It's not the only access the kids get to school.
Yeah.
That would be a question if it's the only way, but it's one of many ways.
okay. No, we just, I mean, like I said, it's been going on in emails and I don't wanna be the one to make a decision. I know it's just a tree, but I'm not gonna be the only one to make a decision about a tree. So we've been communicating an email about it, so I guess we can go forward with Neil and letting him know, we would like to save the tree. We did lose a lot of trees this year anyways. So we'll go ahead and save that tree unless anyone is absolutely against it and wants to cut it down, and we have to have 2 crosswalks. Is that a feeling everyone is going with? Morgan, you have young kids.
Yeah, I feel like 5 kids, 5 houses, 5 kids, they still matter too. But I mean,
They do, but-
honestly, I know, I mean, I get it, what you're saying. I think either way, I feel for both ways. So I
Yeah.
don't
and
really.
again, they can go south.
Right, and it's 2 sides of the street, like right here, you go on the left side or the right side,
Yeah.
so. Yeah. I think I'm okay. Save the tree.
Frank, Frank, Susie.
Go ahead,
Robin.
say, cut it down.
Why?
To save the tree.
Uh,
I would just say if something were to happen.
Right.
To one of those 5 houses, that's all.
That's what my thought is too.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, because it is a safe route
Yeah.
to school and that's what the grant was for. So I just,
But is it essentially just an extra step that they have to take in order to have the safe walk? Like they would have to cross an extra spot in order to save the tree?
Yeah, they'll have to cross to the west
Well,
side.
theoretically, they can still go down to the corner and cross Maple at the corner
There just won't technically be a
to
crosswalk
cross.
there.
That's a.
There will not legally be a painted crosswalk with the sidewalk little,
So, yes, they have to cross
Indent,
Maple
yeah.
and then cross Essen Farm.
Yeah.
They can't just go across Essen Farm, so
Right.
it isn't much more, and it's still like a safe crossing.
right?
Are we setting a precedence for everybody who wants to save a tree?
Are we setting a press? No, we're just trying
Well,
to,
because if you save this tree now, say, I don't know, say Ben's got a tree he wants to save, so
So it
then
depends on
Ben
how nice
saves the
it is.
tree.
Warren.
And we gotta move the sidewalk for Ben.
Well, we're not moving the sidewalk.
no,
The
and-
sidewalk is right where it's gonna stay.
we have had other discussions at other meetings about trees. I know you've only just recently starting to come into meetings, but we have had meetings about other trees that people have had issues with. That we have had to decide to either take down for whatever reason or keep up. It's just, yes, this is the precedent. Because we have limited amount of trees in town. Trees are expensive to replant. We
are
need to,
lights going to be put down at that end? So like lights,
it's gonna be lit, a lit path, yes, I believe
okay,
so.
so that tree will not be in the way of,
No,
Lights.
lights aren't.
you know, because I would hate for that to happen
Yeah,
when.
no, that hasn't come up. It's just the concern of not lighting, but digging into the sidewalk and whatnot and cutting the roots. But
Now
now
we just double check, just to make sure that if we put lights there, that tree is not gonna be in any interference and we have to take it down anyway.
My understanding, the lights are all gonna be on the Essen Park.
It should
This,
be, yeah.
this tree is on the north side of this one. The path is on
The
south,
others,
or the, I'm
Okay.
sorry, the path is on the north side, the tree is on the south
South
side.
side, right,
got it.
correct.
So
Thank you.
it's right on the corner, but you can't miss it because it's got 39 with a big orange X on it. So
Okay. My age, 39.
I'm not-
Ever,
I don't want to get into
39.
anything, but yeah.
All right, so we'll go ahead and save that tree. I'll let Neil know.
Really?
Um. Moving on. That's all I have for engineers today. They are, obviously starting a lot of progress. The email I got today from Neil, said that this week, some traffic stuff was going on, and next week, all the actual digging and stuff should start next week, so, on the drainage on, Main Street. Ordinances and Insurance Committee, Ms. Susie Weedle.
Yes, I would like to waive our first reading on ordinance number O-9-24-1, an ordinance implementing a non-home rule municipal retailers occupation tax and a non-home rule municipal service occupation tax.
Can you
This
give
is
me
in
the,
regards to the 1% sales tax, and I know Gary will open that up for discussion.
Yeah, I'll second that though, for the first reading.
Okay, we have a motion to waive the first reading of ordinance O-9-24-1, implementing a non-home rule municipal retailers occupational tax and a non-home rule municipal service occupational tax. Motion is made by Ms. Weedle,
Yes,
seconded by Mr. Morgan,
Yes.
Ms. Bruni,
Yes.
Mr. Detloff,
Yes.
Mr. Pacini,
Yes.
Ms. Worrell.
Yes,
Okay, just quickly, a couple of comments. We're doing this expeditiously because basically Scott and Jamie have to sign it like tonight so that we can send it to the Department of Revenue to meet the October 1st deadline. If we meet the October 1st deadline, that means that this tax will be assessed January 1st. And I feel that if it's in place, and again, people from outside of town are going to be paying this tax, and it will basically can only be used for things like municipal roads and streets, waste disposal systems. What this earmark specifically is our leaf suck 'em up leaf vacuum truck situation. So this will all go for that. And I think that we will get, if our experience has been the same as far as sales tax is concerned, we should have enough beginning of next year so that fiscal year 26 will have enough money in the budget to actually buy that machine. The other part of this is it can also be used to keep us from having to levy more in property taxes. So instead of increasing the levy for property tax on just village people, this tax would actually say we don't have to raise the levy. So it would have the effect of possibly saving property taxes for the people that actually live in the village. So people outside the village are going to pay it. People inside the village could possibly get all the benefits from it. Well, they will get all of it. So just to clarify.
any
Do you have any
questions?
questions?
Right, any questions?
I think it's great.
No, good, okay. I'd like to make a motion to pass ordinance number O-9-24-1, an ordinance implementing a non-home rule municipal retailers occupation tax and a non-home rule municipal service occupation tax.
I'll second.
Thank you.
A motion to adopt ordinance O-9-24-1, implementing a non-home rule municipal retailers occupational tax and a non-home rule municipal service occupational tax. Motion is made by Ms. Weedle,
Yes,
seconded by Mr. Morgan,
Yes.
Ms. Bruni,
Yes.
Mr. Detloff,
Yes.
Mr. Pacini,
Yes.
Ms. Worrell.
Yes,
One other quick comment, I'm sorry. We were unable to pass this ordinance prior to this summer. the legislature just passed a bill that said non-home rule municipalities could pass this ordinance. Prior to this summer, home rule municipalities could and did pass this ordinance. So we're just stepping up for what other municipalities in the state have been able to do.
Thank you. There's my spirit. Was that it for you, Ms.
And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Streets and Alley Committee, Mr. Frank,
You have these copies here
I have one.
to sign.
Yeah.
Okay, because we're gonna need to get
Three.
the
I'll
three,
take whoever doesn't want theirs.
And-
That's,
and then just to reiterate, I'll need them tonight.
I got it.
Okay.
Who are we
Are
on?
you leaving town?
He's ready. Frank, go ahead.
Okay, Steve had a question, wants to know if we could reach out to Hillgore Court Home Association, and find out exactly what they are responsible for maintaining to taking care of their street. In particular, he wants to know if the village is responsible for fixing the parkway where the tree came down. They removed the tree, which I'm not sure if it was their responsibility or not. And now the parkway needs to be fixed. The saying because of this responsibility, we'll have to have a landscaper coming out to do the work with heavy equipment,
Mhm.
and
I
they
already,
don't have the heavy equipment.
yeah, no, I've already talked to the homeowner on that situation, so I'm not sure why we're still having a discussion about it. I can reach out to him again. I had told him that if the village was gonna do anything, all we were gonna do was put some dirt down and some grass seed. Anything else they wanted above that, they would be responsible for, if they wanted to make it look super pretty. If the association wants to make it look like the rest of it, then they could take on the cost. Otherwise, the village was only gonna be responsible for what we would be responsible for at any other property, which would be just putting down some dirt and getting them some grass grown at them. So I'll contact Steve about that tomorrow if you want.
All right. Another thing is just heads up, the public work garage is going to be, they got a HVA company come out to the public work garage to repair a few things.
Yeah.
The office furnace needs to be maintained as it was having issues at the end of the year or spring. We have a radiator here in the garage that has a small gas leak. They also need to get a hot water heater inspected because theirs is 36 years old.
Okay,
And then another one is, the third and final thing is to bring up that the company born fiber optic cable in town is not surveyed right now. It is Medicare,
Mhm.
we just wanted to get clarified because some residents were thinking it was surveyor and were upset because they were supposed to be notified the village before they started work. It wasn't. It was Medicom project, and we're undergoing boring in areas where they didn't even any utility locations. They didn't have any parking on.
okay. I keep getting emails from them about getting a work permit and I keep responding saying any permits they need to come in and fill out. So I guess I'll have to give them a call about it. And see what the issue is. Appreciate it, Frank. Was that it, sir?
Yes.
Thank you. I apologize. Finance Committee, Mr. Gary Morgan.
On September 10th, I received a TIF application with the cover letter that was dated September 9th. This was the best TIF application I've ever gotten in 8 years. It was beautiful. It's filled out perfectly. Everything's in place. All the forms are there, complete and everything. And of course, you're anticipating that I've got a but.
Mhm.
In one section, it says date of project. It says the project was going to start on September 9th and be finished September 13th. And in that section, the last sentence of the section is, make sure you do not start any part of this project until it is approved. So the most beautiful TIF application I've ever gotten, and he's already done with the project before I submitted it to the administrator or to the attorney. And my guess is if I submit it to either of them, it's gonna cost us $600, and they're gonna say, can't, because he's already done the project.
Who's
So,
it for? What business or was it a business?
well, I'd rather not say, but no, I could tell you personally later.
No, not for profits.
No, you're fine.
So I guess what I'm saying is it's really unfortunate. We have this beautiful application. We're gonna have to reject it because I just don't think we can establish a precedent of accepting TIF applications after the project's done.
So-
And that is a stipulation.
It is, yeah. It
And it's
came
in the
in,
application. I mean, it's filled out this part and right like 2 sentences later, that is that pretty much, don't do any of the project until it's approved. But I wanted to make sure.
That's unfortunate. So going forward, if any, I know we have been talking a lot about TIF lately. I don't mean to put you off.
Oh,
I
go ahead.
apologize. If you have someone interested in TIF or has questions, we have no issues trying to help someone figure it out.
Right.
But if you complete the project and then you ask for the TIF, you already have the money for the project, so why would you need TIF money? If that makes sense. So reach out to the village if you are interested in it, and either I or Gary or can get a hold of Mindy and help people that would like to take advantage of TIF.
I'd be glad to sit with you and work through the application. And the cost section is difficult to understand. Sometimes we'll help you with that.
Mhm.
And do it and redo it before we submit it to the administrator. And after that, we can help you fix problems.
Mhm.
So that's just what we want. We want to share that money with
Yeah.
people in town.
The number one thing is you can't have the project already completed. You can have it started, don't complete things.
Yeah,
Have
you're
a-
not supposed to start it.
Well, I mean, have an idea, like project, this is what you need done, this is what you're gonna do, these are the dates, but you can't start it if you.
Okay, that's all.
Thank you, sir. Community outreach, Mr. Bendello.
A few things. Our next fest meeting is gonna be September 30th, 6 PM at the Village Hall.
Okay.
And I want to thank all the volunteers that came out to make our fest possible. A lot of people put a lot of work in for 6 months to come up with ideas, and without their participation, I wouldn't be able to do this. Tomorrow, I'm gonna look at a replacement hot water tank for the Village Hall. The one that's been broken since May. I talked to Kelly.
Yeah,
So I got a couple names. I got one, I'm gonna talk to John here in town. And then Les Tracy that I got from Scott. He said that he might be able to help us, so we're gonna try to have it
Okay.
done here. And then the last thing, I was gonna send you an email because I didn't know you'd be at the meeting. Where are we with the roof on the building? Because we're gonna be getting into the rainy season and we need to address that.
I have not talked to Seamus in person. I have texted him. I have gotten some responses. I'm just gonna have to call him tomorrow and talk to him about it and figure out, because we haven't gotten anything done yet. We're still, yeah.
Well, I'm just, October, November, we're gonna wind
Oh,
up with
yeah.
rain, and we already lost the tile in the hallway, so we're gonna have to, one way or another, repair the roof.
Yeah.
So,
It's not necessarily the roof that's leaking, it's the bricks of the building next door leaking in and underneath our sidewall. Is what they explained to me, but yeah, I'll give them a call either tomorrow or Wednesday. And figure out why it's taking so long.
Okay, thank you, and that's all I have for this evening.
Thank you. Yeah, about the fest, I was only able to make it Sunday, unfortunately. I wasn't able to make it Saturday because of my surgery. But all the comments and stuff from people talking Sunday at the car show and then being at the burnout contest. I mean, everyone was very happy with what happened. There was tons of volunteers down by the PD helping the chief get all those kids round up. It was a very successful. I heard the parade was amazing. I did get an email I would like to mention so that people will know some of the emails they get. Unfortunately, I guess there was a float in the parade. That was a Democratic float.
Yes.
Yes, it was a Democratic vote that got a lot of not so nice things said to them maybe or about them. So they decided to send me an email to let me know how disappointed they were about the behavior of some of the people along the parade route. I did apologize to her on behalf of the village. Not that anyone was sorry about what they said. Obviously, everyone's entitled to their own political opinion. That's fine. I don't think people were out there being mean about it. In like a mean way, but she did feel that the town came off kind of not pleasant. So I told her she is welcome to come back. They don't want to return, which is fine. But it is not something that our village does. We don't act like that.
Well, and you don't know who the people were.
Right.
You know, I heard one story that they were throwing rocks, and like, we were throwing glow-in-the-dark wristbands. I knew that. They threw them at us and we threw them back
Right,
at them.
yeah, so.
Yeah, I mean, in this political climate, being an election year,
Oh, yeah.
everybody's gonna have an opinion. Unfortunately, I think for the most part, everybody had fun.
Oh.
That happened, and I'm sorry, but we can't control people's behavior, so.
No, and we can't, and like I said, I don't believe that anyone maliciously was being, overly mean. I mean, I'm sure there were a lot of comments. I do know we are not a very democratic town, so it is what it is. Moving on, but it was a successful festival, so thank you to all the volunteers and everyone that put in all the hard work. It was a very good, turnout. Moving on, Buildings and Grounds Committee, Ms. Robin Bird.
I have nothing for this evening.
Thank you. Law Enforcement Committee, Ms. Morgan Laurel.
I do not either.
I've got a couple things. One of my duties has become that I'm the chief of EMA, apparently.
Yeah.
So part of that is tornado sirens. I have a quote from Braniff Communications. Apparently I don't think it's every year, but every several years, they have to come out and do maintenance on them. Gary, here's our copy.
I'm gonna say it must be 4 years, because I feel like when I first started, you
Yeah.
came to me with the same
I
thing.
think it's about every 4 years. And obviously tornado sirens are something we can't skimp on.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just gonna sign off on it, send it to them and have them do the work.
Was it this one? The one by the water
They do
tower?
all.
No, but is there one that just got fixed or something? He's asking? No.
That was 2 years ago.
Oh,
But yeah, one needed a battery like 2 years ago.
oh,
But and they don't require a whole lot of maintenance, but something obviously we have to do.
Yep.
Secondly, I want to thank everybody that helped with the burnout contest. Morgan was great and all her friends, and
bless
Kathy and everybody, couldn't have
you.
been
So many
better.
people over there, yeah.
We had, everybody thinks it's the best turnout ever. I don't know, I kind of give the spot and
Last
everything.
year was a little bit bigger,
There
but
was
yeah.
about, somebody said 400 to 500 people there. Spot as big as we wanted to get. It was very successful. Thank all our sponsors, everybody else. Out of that, we made probably between $2,500 and $3,000 before some more expenses. But what we do with that money is shop at the cop and other charities. One of the charities we just, as of today, purchased pickleball paddles and pickleball balls, and they're out on the court in a sealed container. And it's a very nice note that says, "Use these as you will. Remember, you're on camera." So, so they're there for people that don't have supplies, and I have some more to replenish as we need to be. I put on the box, if anybody wants to donate any more, feel free. I think it's, I think that was a great success. Gary, where we donated the net, was fantastic, and I think the lady put in a lot of time there. I think that was very successful.
Yes, I still haven't played a game of pickleball yet, but I will before I.
You got a little limitation.
Well, yeah, I got a little limited now, but I mean, they look like they're having a lot of fun, so.
Still do it left-handed.
Yeah, and then I sure to hurt myself and break my arm.
Yeah, that's all I have.
Thank you, chief, thank you. Okay, here it is. We have a Boo Bingo coming up, which says there's a sponsorship opportunity, very cool. This is from the foundation, right? Yes, The foundation is having a group bingo. Checks are table, gift baskets. I'm not. So if the village, if we would like to sponsor, put in some sponsorship for this food bingo, I don't know if baskets. I'm trying to figure out, it looks like the cheapest one is $100, right?
If you want to donate, yes, but you could do like a raffle.
Oh, a basket or something. Okay, we'll probably just donate a gift basket, and we have the village.
Fine.
If that's okay with.
October 11th.
Thank you, Gary. It says on there. Yes, October 11th here, right, at Trinity Park.
There.
Admission at the door, all that good stuff. It's not my thing, so I can't talk about it.
Donation of $20 gets you 16 cake cards
Okay,
and a raffle ticket. There'll be food, drink,
I,
stuff like that.
yes, I know that. Okay. So we'll, donate a gift basket on behalf of the village if all the trustees are okay with that. Yes, I think it's $25. Okay. And then, that's all I have. I don't have
I do
anything.
one more thing.
Yes, sir.
I want to remind everybody, I'm winging it, the date I think is October 16th.
16 on a
We're gonna have a
Wednesday.
meeting here, IDOT is having a meeting here to discuss Route 1 and County Line Road interchange, the intersection there. And if there's gonna be any changes to the intersection or looking for input. I believe it's 4 to 7.
3 to 6 is what I have.
I think
4 to 7.
it changed 4 to
Did it
7.
change? Okay.
Yeah, this is not, I got a lot of flack on this on Facebook.
This is not a village sponsored meeting. This is an IDOT came to us and wanted to know if they could come use our building to have a meeting to discuss the issue. This is not a village sponsored meeting.
But I think, you know, obviously it's a lot of concern to a lot of people, so
Yes.
please attend.
I mean, it'll benefit to come and just hear. I mean, a lot of people don't realize that some of the accidents that happen there, even though they happen there, aren't from the intersection. I mean, you can go in the public record on, accident reports and stuff and see what they say the issue is. So hopefully they'll have a lot of information. I'm sure one of us will be there on behalf of the village to get information and then discuss it at our next board meeting. So that'll be helpful.
Do you think could we video that?
We probably could as long as IDOT says it's their meeting, so I wouldn't want to do it if they're not, whatever, so.
It's a good idea, so everybody can see it. They
Yeah,
have
so
to,
look, I
you know, I
mean,
didn't think about that.
and if
Yeah,
maybe
sure.
call in advance and find out if we
Yeah,
can.
you can get their permission.
I don't even know, they didn't contact me, so I don't even know who's doing it.
They contacted the village hall by email. I got it took care of. So I don't even know.
Yeah, we haven't talked to an actual person.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll have
Figure
you,
it out.
Carrie, email that in.
Yeah, that's a great idea. You'd have to be here, Gary.
Well, either-
I can get up.
Okay. Basically, it runs itself, once itself.
Once you get it on there,
The
yeah.
hardest part is like.
The app.
Oh, well, you can do that. Pick it up and just play it.
With that, I really don't have anything else. Like I said, I emailed the trustees, let them know. I have a 4-week recovery, from my surgery. I have physical therapy I have to go to 2 to 3 times a week in Joliet. So I have been staying at I don't know what you want to call it, my daughter's father's house in Yorkville. Just so everyone is aware, I'm not in town for the next 4 weeks. I will be in and out, but I'm not primarily in town. With that, forgot how we're supposed to say it. Is there a motion to go into executive session? Yes, I want. So,
To go into executive session to discuss.
no, it is a litigation. Yes. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Will there be anything after the meeting as far as?
I don't have anything publicly to discuss after the meeting. So, I mean, anyone who would like to come back, we're just gonna close the public meeting after the executive session. But yeah,
So
thank you, everyone. Are we voting on it? Are we voting to go in executive session? I don't remember when the attorneys aren't here. Okay.
But I gotta go get the recorder.
I have it.
Oh,